Hello YouTube, so in today's video we are going to be Frankensteining these two Dell Vostro 1500 laptops together. So this laptop works, but it has quite a bit of broken parts, and the other one will be used as a parts machine. The working laptop has 1.5 gigabytes of RAM and it's currently running Ubuntu 12.04. The problem is that the hinge of this laptop doesn't really work. It broke, and I tried to fix it with JB Build, but that broke as well. Also, the corner of the top half of the case is broken, so we're going to try to swap that out as well. And this is the parts machine. You can see the top half of the case is good, and so is the hinge mechanism. The screen looks like it's broken, so we're going to have to swap out just the case. And on the parts machine, the hinge clasping mechanism is broken. Neither of these computers have batteries, so we're just going to have to go without that. And you can see the ports of this machine, and the parts machine does not have a hard drive either. So we have our two computers here, and let's Frankenstein them together. So to start off, we're just going to pop off the top panel, and that will give us access to remove the display cables. I actually had to make a screwdriver because I couldn't have a screwdriver that held the bit, so that was kind of fun to do. But I was able to unscrew all the screws, and in order to remove the display, I had to take out the Wi-Fi antenna cables, and that just feeds through the back of the case, and I could then pry up all the wires that go to the screen, and then I could just unscrew 4 screws that held in the hinge mechanism. And once I did that, the screen was simply just able to pop right out like that, and the screen is free. Alright, so then I had to actually take out the screen. As mentioned, I don't think the screen works. I didn't test it, but the screen on the computer we're trying to fix is fine, so we'll just swap it out. And to do that, I had to take out the top part of the bezel, and once the bezel is removed, the screen itself is held in by several metal screws to the frame, and I could just unscrew that as well, and the screen is just able to pop right out, leaving us the bare case. And now I was just unscrewing the top half of the computer because we're going to be replacing that as well, and that's just a lot of screws. I used the magnet to keep them to keep track of them. And I'm also taking out the RAM. This RAM module is 256 megabytes, and we'll see later that there's a 1 gigabyte module inside. So this the parts machine has a total of 1.1 gigabytes of RAM. And then I was able to take out the keyboard, just pop that out with the flat cable, and out comes the keyboard. And then I unscrewed some more screws, and this will give us access to the innards. For some odd reason, there was a Sophia the First CD inside. I guess someone popped it into the computer instead of the DVD drive. That was weird. And here's a 1 gigabyte module of RAM you just saw. There it is. And we have all the parts we want, so now we could take apart the machine we're trying to fix. It takes apart the same way. We have to take out the Wi-Fi card, then remove the screen, and then we were just able to unscrew the bezel and take out the display in the exact same manner. And we took that display, and then we also needed the latching mechanism to be replaced. So here's me just doing that now, because the latches on the parts machine were actually broken. So I was able to swap that out, and that looks good as it is. So we have that, and now we could just pop in the old display into the new case, and we were able to line everything up, remove all the cables out the way, and then we could just start screwing that in place as well. And that was also, we had to install this flat flux cable, and that just pops in. I think this board actually determines whether or not the screen is closed. That is what I think it does, but either way, I reinstall the cable and just clasp that right in, making sure it is secure. And now I could just screw back in the display, all these screws, and now I could screw back in the bezel. And now I could take off the broken top case, and the simple swapping that out with the good one, and then I had to reinstall some cables that go to the top part of the case. I pop that in, and then I put in a keyboard again just as I take it out. Latches in place, and some more screws to secure everything in place. The cables for the display were also installed, and also the Wi-Fi card was put back in place. I could just pop back in the front display and turn it on, and we can boot into Ubuntu. So as you can see, it works as it was before, but the case is much nicer. I forgot to install that 1 gigabyte of RAM, so I could have been able to upgrade this computer to 2 gigabytes, but I just didn't think to do it, and I don't want to open it up again. So either way, I'm hoping you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.